أهلا وسهلا بكم. اسمي هيكل. أعمل حاليا بمكتب اليونيسيف كمندوبة على برنامج مكاني في الأردن. هذا البرنامج هو برنامج يفرض تأمينا مجتمعيا على ذوي الاحتياجات من سن 4 سنوات ل21 سنة. هو برنامج يعمل في الأردن، وأنا أقوم بدوري كمندوبة للمكتب. لقد تخرجت من جامعة نيويورك بأبو ظبي بدرجة البكالوريوس في البحوث الاجتماعية والسياسة العامة. عندما تلقيت الدعوة لرواية قصة نجاحي، أود أن أشكر جميع من ساندوني منذ تخرجي وبعد دخولي المنحة. أحب السفر حول العالم، ولقد نجحت في شق طريقي في الأمم المتحدة، وهذا أمر أنا فخورة به جدا.
I think that, sorry, I've reached somewhere in my life that, I know like I'm going forward to something that I want in the future, and that I'm on the right path. So during university in the last semester, a lot of my friends and classmates were all focused on getting that top job at the top companies, and or getting the master's degree in one of the best universities around the world. But for me, I was focused more on perfecting my senior thesis, which was on the contributing factors and perceptions on the female labor force participation. So for those who don't know this, Jordan has the lowest female labor force participation rate in the world, one of the lowest, which is 14%. So for me, it was really interesting to explore this topic because I'm really passionate about it and about gender equality and social equality. So I just wanted to understand how people think in Jordan. But honestly, like working on it for 9 months was very stressful for me because even though I studied social research, at that time I did not enjoy like actually doing social research, quantitative and qualitative data. And I thought it was definitely something that I don't want to do in the future. But at the same time, I thought it's also like I could use my senior thesis to my advantage when applying for jobs, because I was really interested in applying for jobs in the humanitarian sector. So I thought that I could use this for my benefit when applying, because I think I envision myself working in NGOs or INGOs, or even in the UN, like UN Women, to work on programs. So 5 months after graduating and having done so many interviews and being rejected from so many jobs, I was selected for a security analyst internship at UNRWA HQ in Jordan. It was something, again, I wasn't really interested in, but at the same time, I thought it was a good step to put to set a foot in the UN system. So during my internship, I was selected, 2 months after, I was selected for another internship at UNICEF Jordan Country Office. And since it seemed more in line with what I want to do and what I'm interested in, I thought it was the best decision to move forward with it. So knowing that I only had 4 months to impress my supervisor and my team, I knew that I had to prove myself in terms of capabilities and that I belonged there. So that meant working overtime and on weekends, and even when I had COVID for 2 weeks, I still worked very hard during the weekends and overtime. Not something that I encourage, but also because I really I'm a person who tends to overachieve. Because I know at the start of your career, you need to push yourself to the maximum. So add to all of that, my supervisor, he loved the method of learning by doing, which means that he assigned the tasks to me, but then I needed to figure it out all by myself, which was pretty stressful. But it also helped me to work under stress and learn so many skills in such a limited time. So 3 months into the internship, and after gaining my supervisor's trust in terms of capabilities and skills, he gave me he handed me a project, a 3 million worth euro project, which was basically the distribution of tablets to vulnerable children and youth. The tablets came with internet, so 10 gigabyte package, and pre-installed learning applications. This was during COVID, after school closures, and following that in 2022, it was part of the Digital Inclusion Initiative. So during the past 2 years, I handled the distribution of the tablets, provided trainings for facilitators in our Mekani centers. I even gave trainings to parents and their children. I even did a video, as an orientation during the distribution. So the orientation was basically on how to use the tablet and what they can access, because we also implemented an online child safeguarding element. So knowing how big of a project it was very stressful for me at times when I felt like I couldn't push through. Because there's a lot of aspects for the project, like following up on each and every tablet from the moment it leaves the warehouses to reaching the children in their at their home, and making sure that they are all receiving the service properly, like even the internet month by month. So part of that included quantifying the impact, which meant that I had to do quantitative and qualitative research. And so I worked on creating survey tools for both parents and for their children. And so it felt like, and then I also worked on a digital exclusion document that was done by GAGE, which is Gender and Adolescence Global Evidence, which is a global study on adolescence. And so it focused on digital exclusion among disadvantaged adolescents in Jordan. So they covered our project. So that's when I realized that I'm very interested in data and data research and quantitative and qualitative. Again, like I studied social research, but I was not very interested in it at first. And I was very sure that I wanted to pursue this because I did a lot of hands-on experience with other colleagues in my team, such as working with youth on skills building initiatives, child protection, education. But then I realized that I wanted to work on evaluation reports and research. So I still wanted to do more within this line of work, and I felt like I have the capacity to do more hands-on experience. So I volunteered with UNDP Regional Office in Jordan and worked on a data mapping exercise to understand